Joining us today is David and Emberly Pridham, and they are the co-authors of a book called If Not You Books, which is about children's being inventors. We just want to talk about the significance of inventors and their invention in today's world and how it really relates in this book.
Well, first, thanks for having us. We appreciate being here. What we like to say is that the story of inventors and inventions is really the story of America, and that's what we try to impress upon kids. If you look at when this country was founded, the concept of inventions and owning your own ideas and fostering those ideas is actually in the Constitution. The first inventions or patents that came out of this country were actually examined by Thomas Jefferson when he was Secretary of State and signed by George Washington. And so our message is pretty core to that principle. It's that you as a person own your ideas, you should foster them, develop them. And when you teach that to kids, those ideas tend to spark and grow. And that's what we're all about.
So with this book, If Not You, Then Who, why did you want to reach out to children with this?
Yeah, so we feel like in this day and age, it's important to teach our children. It's important to reach out to our children and spark their creativity at a young age, especially living in a world that's technology driven.
And so If Not You is a book series. So let's tell people what your books are about in this series.
Sure. So our books are about inventions and inventors and how we use inventions in everyday lives. Our books also share about the importance of inventors and encourages our kids to live out their dreams.
And we try to draw parallels actually between what kids will encounter in their everyday life. So our first book was The Inventor in the Pink Pajamas, and that was about actually a young girl going through her day from getting up to going to school to going to bed, doing her homework, and how inventions interact with everything we do. And then subsequently, we had a book about building a treehouse, a book about playing games, a book about green energy, and then our latest was our Christmas book. And so all of these books are meant to cohesively work together to teach kids that their ideas are important, and everything you do is predicated on someone else's ideas, and the ideas of tomorrow are really going to come out of the generation of kids today.
Exactly.
So the latest book that you guys have, this one explores solutions for the environment. Talk to me a little bit about that exactly.
Exactly. That's our book, We're Going Green. And it's about a family getting one of their children ready for a science fair. And we directed the science fair at really what's most fundamental to all of us, the one connection we all have, which is this planet and sustaining this planet. And so it sort of leads you through other children and their inventions aimed at helping the planet. And then it helps encourage kids to come up with their own ideas, because the one thing we know is that the ideas of tomorrow that this planet's going to rely on to really be able to continue to exist and thrive, those ideas are going to come from this generation of children.
And there's a If Not You, Then Who Young Inventors Club. Tell me about that.
There is, and this is where we get to the fourth and fifth books, and we started receiving feedback, and my wife and I read to children all the time, and the feedback was, how can we get feedback on our inventors, our inventions? How can we learn to create ourselves and actually have people validate it? And so that's where the idea for the Young Inventors Club came from. So we started that late last year, and we've already got thousands of members who are meeting challenges within the Inventors Club, creating their own inventions, getting prizes, and really interacting with other young inventors, because that's how you grow and that's how you learn.
As far as your background together and doing this series, kind of just tell me how this all came together and how it's really grown for you.
Well, funny stories. People would always ask me what my husband did for a living, and I would tell them, and their eyes would glaze over. Did I even know what he did for a living? I'm not sure. So we decided to write a children's book about it, and I do the creative, and he does the invention side, and that's what he does.
Yeah, it's a perfect blend. If you look at the style of the books, if you look at the stories, Emberly does all that, and I work on some of the invention side.
So we make a fun team.
Yeah. So you get to do this together. And how many books are in the series?
So right now we have 5 books, and we've recently introduced an inventor's journal, which is a workbook for kids, about 100 pages with different challenges, different things meant to spark creativity. And that really interplays very nicely with the Young Inventors Club, which we have on our ifnotyou.com website.
Thank you guys so much. And I appreciate your time.